Hello everyone, welcome back. Our sorcerer is doing better than ever. We made it to the oracles above, and we are now gonna pursue our mission. We defeated all of the enemies that were defending Majaka, and we are finally reached the resistance.
Yes?
They're asking us for help, and we will do so. This is a side quest that we will do briefly, but first we're gonna make sure we grab all the quests that are here. Let's go talk to the oracle. Pretty cool area.
Greetings.
Nice curtains. Basically, we are trying to sneak into the Empire's headquarters. Remember, the Empire is the dead army, in order to try to stop the Emperor, who is like the guy who leads them. And in order to do so, we're gonna try to sneak through a secret entrance on the catacombs. Let's make sure that all resistances are looking good for this area, and they are looking really good indeed. This is a great area to farm, because it's a level 35 area. We're level 34, and it is really easy. Like, the difficulty of the enemies is just like a ton of density. Enemies are really easy. It's really hard to die here. The scorpions, you gotta be a bit careful that don't get smacked with the big hit, but if you're playing range especially, really easy area with a shit ton of density. So it's really, like, if you're struggling on levels, if you feel like at this point you're taking too much damage or whatever, this is a great area to just like farm some levels, run the catacombs a few times, kill everything you see. Like, you see all of this density, and you will see how like the XP bar just doesn't stop moving when you're look at the XP bar. It doesn't stop moving in this area. Really good area to farm catacombs. Again, XP bar just keeps moving. If you kill the big scorpions, they do give a big boost on XP. Let's kill the rare. This area is really big, has a lot of like side dungeons and stuff. But I already know where we need to go, so and we're good on level, so we can kind of rush it. Armor. And again, just look at that experience, just going up. +1 to Glacier, +1 to Flame Breath. We could use that later. We're gonna grab it. Dust Glyphs. Nope. Again, if you want to get more experience in this area, you could just like rerun it, you know? Exit the area, go back to the beginning, and refarm everything. And you can see we almost got a full level out of just killing a few easy mobs. What's up, Tino? We're doing a YouTube series, so I'm kind of like focusing on talking about the step-by-step of what I do, why do I do it, what to focus on each act, what do the enemies do, and so on. Be careful with this guy. We already faced these guys in Majaka. They're the guys with the mortar. Be careful right there with the mortar. And these guys have Soul Spear. Alright, I like, after reaching this teleport, I like going back to do the side quest. Now, the side quest asks us to go back to the Shining Cove, so we're gonna do so. Now, keep in mind, this area is gonna be also different. So when you decide to go to do the Shining Cove, which is in like this kind of like secret area, this used to be quite hard to find, but they do a better job now with the minimap. It's gonna be heavy void, this area. So make sure that before you jump here, make sure you re-equipped your void gear. It's gonna be mainly void again. So let's see if we have some void stuff on ourselves, and we might use it. Let's see. Good morning, everyone in the chat. Good morning. Let's see. So we don't really have our void stuff on us, but we could probably craft some. We have void dress here. So again, we're gonna go for stability. We got lucky, and now I'm gonna go for guardian. Honestly, 100%. That's 18% void resistance. Pretty nice. Any other place where we could add some void resistance easily enough? Maybe summon or belt, but we don't have more. We don't have more shards, so we're gonna have to wait for that. Pretty good anyway. We are now at 18, which is, I mean, it's better if you have a bit more than that, but it's gonna do for now. All right, we got a new skill. We have. Let's first keep specking our lovely mana strike. Obviously, we're gonna keep getting damage resistance on damage mitigation on flame ward, and let's see what we do for our next skill. But first, passives, since we might unlock something. Let's check. For the passives, as you guys know, we were building into the crit and into the intelligence, and it seems to me like it would be a good point now in the game. Now that we got some intelligence, some mana, which is really nice. It would be a good point to start building to reach this threshold some extra crit, right? Let's build some extra crit. Nice. Now we have 160% increased crit chance. Why are we doing that? Because right now our glacier is set up. We have the basic 4 points, and the change. So now we can start building into the base crit nodes. This will make us crit more often, right? These points right there, you can see. They add crit at the loss of some crit multiplier. You will do a bit less damage with your crits, but you will crit more reliably. Obviously, right now we are using the item Gambler's Fallacy, and Gambler's Fallacy makes us crit, but it also makes us not have as much critical strike chance if we have dealt a crit recently. So the plan is to basically replace this, so we can rely on our own crit chance instead of like relying on this item, so we can get rid of this item. Okay, what else can we get here? Alright, we know that we're probably gonna move out of Glacier later on, but right now we could be using a different ability. We could be transitioning into Focus, we could be transitioning into something that gives us single target, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna be using Lightning Blast. Lightning Blast is a really good ability for single target, and I'll show you how and why. Lightning Blast has a couple nodes that are really interesting, mainly Convergence right here, which makes all the chains of this ability, which is kind of like you throw a lightning and then it like arcs. You can make it so all the arcs hit the same enemy, and obviously that's really good for a single target. And not only that, but you can convert this ability to cold with passive points. So we're gonna work towards Convergence now. So we make sure that for the boss fights and stuff, we're gonna get some crit, and some we got some crit here, and some really good single target damage. Again, we're gonna equip it on our bar. I'm probably gonna be using it. I'm probably gonna be using it here for the moment, since we're using Mana Strike like this. So let's go. I'll check that later, Amity, because I'm doing it. I'm like on the YouTube stuff. But I'll check that later. Make sure I open it. I've seen that, actually. It's a funny picture of this like band practicing, doing music practice, but they're like inside little cubicles because of COVID. I mean, at least they can practice, you know. It's a tough situation for everyone. It's a bit funny, obviously, but... This area is also new. Normally it's this way, but as I said, we don't have as much void resistance, so we're actually taking some damage. Be careful. This area is kind of cool. It looks like it's the remains of the Dreadnought. You guys remember the boat where we fought the crab guy that had lightning damage? It seems like it's the remains of that boat, sorry, on a different era. It's really cool. Again, the game has a lot of nods between like time zones and stuff that I think are pretty cool. Be careful with the void damage once again. Endurance and endurance threshold. Actually pretty good. Alright, pretty good stuff. We have some levels on Lightning Blast. You have two options here. You can go into the chains, or you can go into the quad casting, which is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna invest into this, the quad casting. It seems like we're going the right way. We're careful with this boss. We're gonna use with his like warpath looking attack. We're gonna use our new ability, Lightning Blast, for the single target. Not doing much, I can tell you. Maybe because of the amulet. It's reducing our damage. Yeah. You can throw a glacier from time to time, you know, to get that crit. Ideally, you want to be doing both. So you would like glacier, and while the glacier is going on, you know, you can double cast to maximize your DPS. This ability, Lightning Blast, right now is pretty weak, as you could see, but it will really ramp up. So don't underestimate. Oh, that's great. With a +1 to Fireball. We want it later on, so it's really good. Don't underestimate some abilities in this game. You know, you equip them, you don't have passive points on them, and you think, wow, this ability is really bad. You might be judging an ability way too early, because some abilities really come online after a few points, and a bit of investment. So keep that in mind. Alright, we're going back to the oracles to complete the side quest that we just did. So we get some idle slots, I'm pretty sure. Yep, more idle slots. And now we can take the portal that we got earlier in the episode. Alright, again, right now if you had like more idle slots on your that you wanted to gear, right? For example, some HP, some mana, good enough, just equip it. Perfect, let's keep going. An idol right there. see what we got. Increase cold damage and freeze multiplier. Well, perfect is what we want. I'm gonna take this for this. We don't really care about the health regen right now. We want the stability crafting material. Good stuff, good stuff. Hello everyone in the chat once again. We have a Maruna stuff here. We could see what it rolled. 23 is pretty bad. Remember that at level 35, aka now, we can get a gauge stuff. So on the next teleport, we could grab a new weapon, or we could just like go to the town pretty quick, real quick to get. Okay, let's see. Idols, no, no. Fire damage could be nice later on. No. Elemental resistance could be nice. Cold resistance could be nice, and the rest we don't really care. Let's keep building into the quadcast. And again, right now, we're gonna put another couple points into the intelligence stuff that we were building earlier on, since we already maxed out on the crit. Someone's asking in the chat that some of this content seems to be new, and some of the areas have been like redone. So it was already in the game, this act, but it's been like remodeled and redone, so the maps are a bit more engaging. And in my opinion, for example, that kind of like void area we just did with the boats is definitely way better now. Be careful with this guy. This guy has a pretty interesting / annoying mechanic. That is like, when he's close like this, he blocks your attacks. So you need to make sure to get close to him, so he opens up like a flower. Otherwise, you can see he's blocking, but now he's not. So you need to wait for him to be open to do damage to him. Be careful with the poison pools he puts. Just juke them, you know. And be careful because his melee attacks, if you don't have physical resistance, they could hurt you quite a bit. Be careful with the poison aura that he has, don't step on it. It's closed. You can see how he's blocking there, so we don't do damage. Pretty easy boss. He's more like a tank, you know. He can't really do much to you if you just juke the poison. But he's definitely beefy. Really old boss, by the way. Guy's been in the game for like so long. Landing resistance, pretty nice. Ooh, that's a lot of damage in this scepter. Increased elemental damage 27 and increased attack speed. This is actually a damage increase for us at the moment. Increased necrotic damage, increased spell damage. That could be nice. Increased elemental damage, melee damage, less health. This is actually. So we have 29% increase, 31 adaptive spell damage, right? But this one is 27 with increased elemental damage. So it would be interesting to see. We have 3,003. Well, for Glacier it's probably gonna be more. 330 versus 340 actually. So DPS increase on this bad boy. Pretty nice actually. It's a level 35 weapon and we're level 35, so we might as well run this since we found it. Comes with increased attacks, increased cast speed, which will make us cast some stuff like Landing Blast faster. So we could just craft some nice like spell damage here, you know, and have a really nice weapon. Okay, we got lucky with the critical success, really nice. Let's not fuck it up now, 23% chance. But it's not necessary to risk it here, nothing to lose if we just Guardian. Nice. And that's all the spell damage we had. but that's pretty fucking nice. Again, we do have spell damage on our old weapon, so we might try to get it with the removal. And we actually got it, so we got pretty lucky there. Let's see if we can craft this spell damage. Boom, we got it. 74 out of 105. Well, that's not really good, is it? This roll could be much better. So I'm gonna save, if I ever find a rune of removal, which I don't have at the moment, I'll 100% use it to try to get like a bigger roll, because we got the short end of the stick here. Again, other stuff that we can craft on this weapon, chance to slow, really nice. Guardian, again, 0 risk, right? Chance to slow, again, 0 risk. And we have some nice chances to slow and chill the enemies that we're gonna be facing. Really nice weapon that we just find. And right now we need an offhand. So this is a relic, so it's not an offhand. But I'll keep an eye to see if we can find an offhand that is good for us. But again, really nice, really nice weapon in my opinion. And again, our glacier DPS is now 4,400, so it went up by 1,000 thanks to this change. Really nice. Let's keep moving. When you're playing the game, you don't need to go too hard on crafting or stuff like that, but it's really important that you learn what is valuable and what is worth investing. Normally, the things you want to be focusing when you're starting the game is your core resistances, right? Obviously, if you can cap it, the better, but you want to make sure that you cap the ones that are going to be more threatening to you in that act. Like as we mentioned early on, you want Void, then you move into Necrotic, then physical and elementals are going to be more important. But again, something like a weapon is definitely worth using your resources. A lot of people say, is it worth to use my glyphs of the Guardian and my shards when I'm like level 20 or whatever? Absolutely worth it if you're getting a good upgrade. Don't waste it on something that is going to be replaceable, like some shitty boots. But if you get like a weapon that is your level, like look at how much DPS we got out of that little investment. So highly recommend using it if you know what is worth using. Again, I played this game a lot.
We'll have to repair it. I'm getting us out of here.
He is doing it. So I am pretty experienced and I know what I know what I want. But again, if you practice and you get familiar with the classes and the weapons and all that, it's pretty intuitive and it's pretty rewarding. As you can see, like the gearing so far, even though it's really early in the game, we're like midway to the campaign pretty much, a bit more, sorry. And the gearing is feeling, in my opinion, pretty engaging. You know, capping your resistances, pretty basic, but it's there's still things to look for and to be like looking for. Okay, we're backed into the Imperial era. You can see it there, Imperial era, on top of the minimap. That means that we're gonna be back into heavy necrotic and heavy physical damage areas. Well, we were talking about crafting, right? And our necrotic is looking alright, but it's not like the best. So let's see, where do we have our necrotics right now? No necrotic, no necrotic, no necrotic, no necrotic, no necrotic, no necrotic, and no necrotic. So it looks like we're getting all of our necrotic from our idols, right? Like as you guys remember, oops. We got some necrotic resistances from here, here, and here, right? So the best spot right now probably to get my necrotic res would be this belt right here, because we don't really care about anything else on here. Let's see if we have some necrotic res. We do have necrotic resistance, so let's just craft some. Alright, 17%. No need to risk, because we actually need this. Bam, boom, and we need level 38 to get it. That's another 24% necrotic res. And just like that, we almost doubled, right? Let's keep moving. You see our crits are like now 2000. We were doing like 1000 crits on the previous episode. So this portal here right now has no function. Like the portal right there is just like a side area, but you don't really need to do it. There's nothing really of value. There's like a boss. It's like a big plant. You can do it if you want, but it drops a unique relic for physical spell users. But I don't really... I think it's not worth your time at the moment, and the boss is really simple. He just stands still and you just kill him. Similar to the dragon we fought earlier in the campaign. So right now, just completely skip that, in my opinion. Until it has a purpose. Alright, let's move into the sewers. Yeah, I've seen MacMagic that GameStop is going up again.
Alright, I think we're far enough away from her.
Alright. Time to sneak into the Empire. Be careful with the poison enemies. These guys do physical damage, the blood chimeras. But again, we already have our physical covered, so we are fine. Some poison enemies. It's the first time pretty much in the campaign after Xeric. Poison is also a thing. Poison is by far the less threatening of the elements. So you can get away with having almost no poison resistance. Because most of the poison stuff you can just juke. Just don't step into poison and you will be fine. Basically that's the motto. Or poison. And even if you get hit by it, doesn't hit that hard on the campaign. Let's proceed moving. Nice. Again, keep farming, you know. You could just rush this completely, ignore everything, and then just drop a big bomb at the end. But if you want to make sure, if you're playing hardcore and stuff, and you want to make sure you keep in levels with the zone, right? It's level 39, we're level 36, so we're a bit behind. So it is worth dropping some skills here and there when you see a decently grouped pack of enemies, just so you get some efficiency, you know, out of your time, some good farming. That's a catalyst. Again, we don't have a catalyst at the moment, so it insta equips, and we got quite a bit of damage from this actually, from 4.4 to 4.9, so pretty nice. Came with spell damage and some void resistance, so pretty nice. And the intelligence is kind of cool. We don't really need it, but alright, let's proceed. I can go into detail with that later, Jay. Alright. Yeah, no worries. Someone's they're asking questions about other builds and other content on the game, and I want to kind of like make sure I keep this as focused on the YouTube as I can, you know, because some of the folks that might be watching the bot or whatever, or the YouTube edited stuff might not know what we're talking about. Be careful with these guys. If you are, these guys can spawn with briefly getting his damage when hit, and they can actually hurt if you don't have physical resistance. So be careful with the birds, especially if it's your first playthrough and you're not experienced with them or whatever. But our damage is really
my life again.
It's really good.
Let me save you once in a while, eh?
Oh nice, we got movement speed so we can rush a bit. Let's go. Really nice that we got this boost. The spinning rocks. Be careful with these guys. If you stay next to them, you don't take damage. But if you get hit by the AoE, they will kill you. So be careful. Like this, you can see I can stay in the middle. You either want to be outside of it or inside of it, but never in the middle. Clip of the Guardian, really nice.
Yes,
Right, we talked to Julia.
I see.
I'm glad
And we talked to
get a
Auric.
chance to rest a moment. It's been quite a day, you know.
True, Auric. It's been quite a day. Alright. And this is gonna be the end of this episode. We made it to Julia's Heaven. And we are ready to take on the side quest of the Osprix. And to join this odyssey against the Empire. I'll see you on the next one, guys.